Hi everybody! It's I, your friendly neighborhood Nymeria, here for another stream today. Today I'm also going to be answering some questions about autism awareness, autism acceptance, as somebody that's on that spectrum of neurodivergence myself. I feel like the biggest stigma is just that, I don't know, that like just because we're different when it comes to like reading social cues and stuff doesn't mean that we're like oblivious. Do you know what I mean? It just means that we're engaging with the world in a different way. It doesn't mean that we don't like you, or that we're being rude or standoffish or weird. We are just experiencing the world on a different level. I was very lucky to grow up in a family filled with lots of other neurodivergent people, and so this was something that like I felt understood and accepted within my own family, and a lot of autistic people do not get that from their own families. I wish that people would understand that like the way that we communicate isn't better or worse than neurotypical people. It's just different. I mean, isn't that like what all acceptance is about in some way? It's the acceptance of difference, and it's the moving beyond merely tolerating difference into a world where we get to like celebrate that. Just know that there is a giant community of people that are out there for you who are wonderful and talented and awesome. And this is just like one part of who we are. It's a really cool part, don't get me wrong, but it does come with its challenges, but it is a very, for the most part, I have found welcoming group of people, like in my community. Gaming has also just really positively impacted me in the way that I have been able to use it to like, again, deal with my own like mental health anxieties and issues and such in a way that is positive and, you know, is a good sort of coping mechanism. I mean, honestly, like the benefits of gaming for anyone. I mean, I use it to like relax and calm down if I'm feeling anxious or having a bad day. I use it as a social outlet. I think a lot of the benefits are probably very similar as they are for neurotypical adults, but I would say that I think that for autistic adults, it can be particularly beneficial as a means of getting like your social activities and your social time with some like built-in structure that everyone's already agreed upon, because I know that that's something that is very important to us frequently, is to know what to expect and be able to have some sort of structure guiding our activities. I would like to see, obviously, like, you know, things like more accessibility just like considered from the get-go of designing games. I think like within tabletop, which is the industry that I work in, we're beginning to see a lot more of that. A lot more of people just like working to make sure that games contain accessibility features from the get-go, which is awesome. I think that's great. I think we still have, you know, a long way to go, but I think that we're getting better at it. If you want to do that, I would say like start that during the early like planning and development process of your game. Don't wait until you already have the thing developed to think about accessibility. From a design standpoint, it is a lot easier to think about accessibility and good representation and all of that good stuff well in advance of when you're gonna need it, you know? Think about it as a key part of your development process starting at the beginning. I would just say that like, if you're somebody that is, you know, autistic, that is looking to get into the gaming industry and you have a passion for this, stick with that, you know? Like, we talk a lot, you know, about disability as an important part of who we are and like not necessarily being defined by it, but embracing it and being proud of who we are. Your difference is what makes you an asset to the games community. Don't ever let people like just take that away. It makes you incredible and amazing, and I say you go for it, you know what I mean? Stick with your passion and keep fighting for the things that you want to see in terms of representation in games. How's that for some good final thoughts?